como un trompo, acelerado y pico. Me siento medio tonto y mientras más te acercas, más nervioso me pongo. Si te pasas de fresca, juro que no respondo. Muévelo, muévelo. Mira como un trompo, acelerado y pico. Me siento medio tonto y mientras más te acercas, más nervioso me pongo. Si te pasas de fresca, juro que no respondo. Muévelo, muévelo.
World's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
To the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell! Deep right center field! Carrying! And it's gone!
That one's hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! On a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It is time for the pinnacle of the Super Mega Baseball competition to play on your screens. An astronomical upbringing has reached its final chapter. the pitching specialist who has added a dreadnought of a lineup to their repertoire takes center stage. Facing the veteran is a savvy but ferocious newcomer built on overwhelming power. Hitting nukes is like riding a bike with this monster lineup. Coupled with improvised pitching, they look to continue their dominant run and a march toward a world title. It is Wishbone and his astronauts squaring off against Spaceman and the Spokesman. Welcome to the XBL World Series!
All right, welcome everybody. We're here for our Season 18 World Series, of course. It's the final edition of it, though. We're going to have at least one game tonight. Oh, wait, I guess I should mention the rally cap. Yeah, because we could at least do one game, but all the way to 3 is a possibility if Wishbone's able to get a rally going. And I know I really want a rally to happen. A Game 7 would be absolutely magical when you look at the series with how close it has been. This has got to be the closest 3-1 series that I've ever seen since I've joined the XBL. And obviously, Zlat's in here with me tonight with that. Oh my gosh, that hat's always so dope, dude. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, like you, I'm super excited to see how the series plays out. Secretly hoping for some extra baseball. But at the end of it, just going to be super happy for the new name to go on the trophy.
Right, yeah, we're going to crown a first-time champion tonight, regardless of who wins it. And like I said, it's 3-1 in the series so far, but it's been the tightest of series. Wishbone was taking, he won the first game by a whopping margin of 2, which is the biggest we've seen so far in this series. Now Spaceman's coming off the back of 3 straight one-run victories, and it just shows that this series so far is really about the margins, the slim margins between the two teams. And we'll run through the keys right here real quick. Not to need a spark. I mean, that one speaks for itself. He's down in the series. He's got his back against the wall. He is the 1 seed. And the fact that he's only lost by 1 in these 3 games, I mean, you can't really hang your head. Just a little spark, I think, can get you right back in a series that tight. And I know you had some notes and some stats like you always do for that first point.
Yeah, all I'd really add, I guess, is that, both of these guys are very identical in their hits in the series. I believe Space has 50 hits compared to Wish's 48. As you mentioned, the margins have been razor thin, really, really close, 1 and 2 run games. So, yeah, it's just time to get going for Wishbone. His back's against the wall. He needs some bats to help him lift off and get off to a quick start here to get the series back on track.
Yeah, and Wish in the past has really been built on the back of his staff, or the shoulder and elbow, I would say, of his staff. But this year he added a lot of juice to his lineup, and so far it helped him obviously to earn the 1 seed. But like that first point says, he really needs him to show up now in these close games, and that brings us right into the second point, the long ball. We've got the long ballo himself, Spaceman, in here. But we've hardly seen any long balls between Space and Wish, 2 of the top home run hitters in the league. And you could say it's a few things. You could say it's the World Series, so the nerves are there no matter what game in the series it is. But from my perspective, watching the games, I think it's just absolutely expert level pitching. And that's what gets you to the XBL World Series. Not only do you have to be a good batter, but your pitching has to, I believe, really has to be at least top 7 in the league if you're going to make it to this point. And you're seeing location from these guys, as well as the mix of velo between high and low velo and off speed, and really getting the power swings off a little bit. So I think the long ball, it's a little bit because of the nerves, but in my opinion, it's more so about we've seen some excellent pitching from these 2 guys, and they've been able to hold each other down really better than anyone has held them down throughout the season.
Yeah. Only thing I guess I'd add there is, if you didn't mention it already, is that both teams in this World Series have combined for merely 5 home runs. That is just so different than what we're used to seeing both of these guys do here in the regular season, even in the postseason. So that goes to, speak about how immaculate their pitching has been on both sides. And if you were to go head-to-head in a lot of the pitching categories for both of these guys here, you would see Wish would edge out on quite a few of the categories, but overall, and to your point, Spaceman's not very far behind him. He's pretty much, arguably third best in the league in many categories as well. So it's not like, his bat is the only thing to carry him this far. It's been both sides of the ball for both guys.
I think you can look at, I think they're opposite in the sense that Spaceman won the long ball, though, so you overlook how good of a pitcher he really was this season, how much of an improved pitcher he was, and then Wishbone's known for his Von Asens, and you kind of overlook how good of a batter he became this season, adding that juice. So both of these guys are top end of the league on both sides. The Knife's Edge, we talked about game one finished with a 2-run differential, then everything since then has been a 1-run differential. So the margins are as slim as they could possibly be. You want to talk about when to go to the relief pitcher, when to pinch run, when do you bring in that top-notch bat? When do you bring in that pinch-perfect player with one guy on or with two guys on? That one home run seems like it would be the sort of difference in this game, or that one double, that one gapper. And those are the things that we've seen. If you look at the box scores through the 4 games this far, it's a lot of sporadic scoring. 1 run here, 2 runs there. It's those little innings that have really been standing out. But something I did notice is that when I was looking at the box scores was, other than that 1-2 game, there was a game that Spaceman won 2-1. The winning team so far, so Spaceman twice and Wishbone once, they've had a 3-run inning, a 3 or 4 run inning in those wins. So it seems like because the margins are so small, a massive inning in this series is just 3 runs. If you can get 3 runs, that seems like a key number, a key figure to try to put you over the top.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the margins have been razor thin the whole way through. That's exactly what we hope to see for a World Series, and we're getting it. So it is a treat, even though the series is led 3-1 right now. It easily could be 2-2 or 3-1 in the opposite direction. We got just these critical moments of the game that, they're so commonplace. A gapper, a single, a solo home run, a stolen base to get in scoring position. I mean, those little tiny puzzle pieces all add up to be so valuable. So I'm excited to see how that kind of shakes out here. And with that said, let me just dive into a couple of these other scenes we got prepped for you guys to kind of visually see some of the stats we've talked about. Of course, we have our regular season standings. We've seen that a few times now, so we don't need to harp on it too much, but these guys are absolute dogs. If you go dive into the numbers. Regular season head-to-head, this is where it gets interesting, Uni. As I was chatting with you before we went live here, if you notice, like, career overall, their hits are separated by just 3. Their runs are also pretty neck and neck. You can see how the series went in season 17 and 18. So these guys are always going to play tough as nails. It's going to be a nail biter the whole way through, which leads us into the box scores here for this World Series. And as we were explaining and talking about there, you can see how few home runs, 2 for Space, 3 for Wish. The walks are not necessarily super important, but we do see the hits are almost neck and neck again. I'd say that one of the bigger surprises to me was Spaceman's strikeouts. He's been struck out 26 times by Wish, but he still leads the series 3-1. He's still able to get some of those clutch hits when he needs them, and that's definitely been a difference maker. So with that said, we'll take one last little look here at the bracket and see the journey of how both teams made it all the way here to the promised land in the finals of the World Series. And Spaceman coming from that right-hand side, of course, in a reverse sweep, I believe, over Pizza in the quarterfinals. That is one of the biggest storylines, of course, headed into World Series like this. I'm not going to call it a Cinderella run because we saw the firepower and, the juggernaut that he was during the regular season, Spaceman, but a reverse sweep is still impressive no matter what. So kudos to him for pulling that off, and then getting through Ox in 6 games is impressive as well. And then on the other side, Wish, there's, I think, a bit of a delay, like a smaller delay, but he still had to go through M. Bennings, and that went to 5 games. That was a great series if you didn't catch that. Pulled off a very, very impressive sweep over Mush, who was just coming out of a series that went the full distance against Mama Junjun. So really competitive dog-eat-dog kind of stuff going on this season, especially in the playoffs. But we're looking to see who gets to engrave their name into the fabulous XBL trophy, who's going to earn that World Series and, you know, stake their claim as the best of Season 18.
I think you're throwing it to me. Yeah, we're going to see whoever wins tonight, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 games, we're going to, it's going to be a first-time champion. I mean, we had that run of just, at the beginning stages, it was flash dominance. Then we had a run of lazy dominance. We had some mixed-in stuff there in between where people were champions. And now we've got a first-time champion here in Season 18, regardless of how it goes. And for Spaceman, it's only a second season. Second season? My God, in the second season, I was fighting for my life in the AAA. This dude's winning Long Ball Awards, Most Improved, and has a chance to win the entire thing. It's absolutely... He is who I want to be. He takes all of my awards every year ever since we went into the XBL. Other than Wishbone, he's just been on a steady rise ever since he's been in the league. And now, after making it to the semis, I believe last year he made it to the semis, and now he makes it to the championship. And it's just the next stepping stone for him. And it's almost like he goes up one step on the ladder every season. But if you're Wishbone, no doubt, I'm sure he wants to get an extra ring this year and put himself on that trophy that he ingrains everything in. But it's going to be awesome for either guy to get their first trophy. That's pretty much all I have. I can't see the scenes and stuff, so
yeah, no, you're good. I think that's a great segue. We can get the game fired up here, and we will get first pitch going for you guys momentarily. Give us just a quick moment to step away and get everything loaded up.
All right, and here we go. Loading into Game 5 of our XBL World Series. Wishbone trying to have a comeback with his back against the wall, down 3-1, and Spaceman trying to close this thing out in short order. We're going to see who's on the mound. Ed White was that Game 1 winner for the Astronauts. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back out there again, but it was actually Fred Hayes who was the best performer, so let's see which one he goes with. Ed White's going to be out there on the mound, the lone starting pitcher with a win for the Astronauts in this series. Walks back up.
Uni, I'm going to move away from this for just a quick second so that I can make sure. Yeah, I was pretty sure there's supposed to be sound. Okay. There we go.
Pick up all them news tabs. What do they got going on? 69 degrees? Oh, is this my screen? Or is this yours?
What? Did it move away?
My screen. I have news stuck on my screen. Okay, it's gone. I was like, why is your weather app show my location?
It's all you.
Anyways, okay, we got a leadoff hit from the well-known Rocket Turnburner, who's had an insane series over there in center field. He's got the Steeler trait, so Ed White gives up the first runner on first with good speed, and it's Juice Nozzle up to the plate. Pick off at Tim, nothing brewing. Curveball, it's lined over there to second baseman. Mattingly scoops it over to first, though. Too much speed coming down the line between first and second, so just one out.
Yeah, it's big to get that runner into scoring position. He's got the trade as well. Only one out. Pretty big moment here early in the first inning.
Look at the location on these fastballs. The spaceman's too good. He hits it over there between first and second. Turn burn is going to round. He does not burn and turn, though. He stays at third, so you got runners on the corners for Grease Torque. He's got 2 home runs, 14 RBIs in these playoffs. Absolutely godly numbers. Seeing good location. That one's inside, though, 2-1. And White has surrounded Trey on as well. That one's hammered at Mattingly. He grabs it. That one could have been trouble. A little bit of luck there from the Astronauts. So 2 outs. Runners on the corners now. Surrounded could be a problem, I would think, in this game, Zlad, against a player like Spaceman. Doesn't that activate with just 2 runners on?
Yeah, it definitely does, and looks to be dangerous, although he's got a 2-strike count here. He might get away with it.
2-2. He's going to have to throw something on the plate here. Full count. It's going to be hittable, surely. It's perfectly located on the corner. It's a strikeout. He needed it. 2 runners get on for Spaceman, but nothing comes across. Wishbone and Ed White, the namesake, who got that first game of the series win. Almost had a rough start, but able to get his way out of it. Gus Grissom up to the plate now. Jerry Garcia is going to be on the mound with that 5-pitch arsenal. The typical 4 pitches along with that fork ball. Similar stats to Ed White, but a little bit less. And he's got that choker trait.
Yeah, Ox's favorite, Gus Grissom, leading us off here. I think, it's a leadoff strikeout. I was going to say, if he can get on base, that's the spark plug that the Astronauts would be looking for.
Neil Armstrong, one of those guys who had a home run in the first game. 2 of the 3 home runs from Wish in this series came from game 1, and one of them was Neil Armstrong. Kim Mattingly, the second baseman right here, who had a couple put away at the top of the first. Watches the second one, the curveball up high.
Yeah, I like the sequencing. Forkball, then curveball high, and get some velo.
Yeah, this series is getting into the later stages, even though it's 3-1. When you start getting to 5, 6, 7, you know the other guy extremely well, so they know each other's tendencies. Usually you see one or the other give out. The pitching or the batters start to understand your sequencing, but right there it looks like Wishbone a little bit caught off guard, and he struck out twice there in the bottom of the first, so it's a clean inning from both. 0-0 on the board, and now Spaceman, just like the first inning, a leadoff single. This one goes up the middle, and he's got some decent speed on first to lead it off as Red Green comes up to the plate. If you're Wishbone, you got to be careful about giving up these little dink singles once you get 2 on. Oh, but he's getting these plays over to Mattingly at second, everything. Mattingly's a magnet right now through 2 innings, a double play.
See a bit of a wag pitch there, but yeah, I mean, that's just kind of Wish's specialty. He's known for kind of pitching to contact when he needs to. He can get a ton of double plays. I know he does that to me all the time.
To you, he gives up 9 in an inning to me. I had to throw that in. I haven't been able to cast one of his games in so long. Yeah, Wishbone sucks, everybody. Anyways, he gets the fly out over here to right, though. Jim Lovell puts it away. So actually, pretty quick inning right there. You've seen so far in this series, I wanted to note this before the game, not a single starter has went 6 innings in this series on either side, and that's because these guys have 2 of the best eyes in the entire league, and you're seeing patience pay off. And right there, that's the first hit of the game for Wishbone as he watches the first one, and then he's able to get on a changeup on the corner and put it up center field. So for the first time now in the second inning, Wishbone's got his first base runner.
Yeah, Wish is just, throughout the whole series so far, it seems like he's been trying to find the reticle, and he found it in the previous at-bat there. He's going to need to get some momentum going offensively, though. I think he really wants to take himself, remove as much pressure from himself as he can.
Oh, and look how big that double play is now, because that could have scored a run. Instead, it's a gapper with no one on base, so he's stuck at second with no runs scoring. He's going to need another gapper here to bring that run across. The dive over there in left field was just slightly off. Only 59 on the power there. I'm surprised he got so much juice into the outfield, though. Buzz Aldrin's got plenty of juice. 7-hole hitter, power versus righties. Engage. He roped that one into somebody's child in the stands. 1-1 count. Gets on top of that one over to shortstop and thrown out. So another 0 on the board. Zeros all the way through. We've seen some early runs come across in this series so far. We've seen quite a few first and second inning 1 or 2 run pieces, but Now we're in the third, still 0-0. If you're Wishbone, like you were saying, Zlat, no doubt you want to play from ahead. Anyone wants to play ahead, obviously, but when your back is against the wall in a series, that's when it's the most important time to not give up the lead, because one run down feels monumental because you know everything's on the line.
Yeah, and obviously the game's, you know, been played, it's pre-recorded, but as far as the mentality goes, if you're Wishbone, I think you should probably be a little bit happy with how the previous inning went, at least like getting runners in scoring position. It's unfortunate you didn't convert it, but it shows that you're not getting completely, you know, dominated from Spaceman's pitching. You know, the game is still very much wide open, and we're only in the third inning at this point, so just important for people not to kind of beat themselves up too much in the moment.
Yeah, and if you're Wishbone, that's what you get. That's what, if I'm Wishbone, that's what I'm looking at going into a game like this. I've lost by 1 run all 3 games. I'm right there. So he's very much, plenty has a chance. But now 2 runners on, that surrounded trade's going to be back on. It was Rocket Turnbuller who had the first hit of the inning, who's 2 for 2 now, and that center fielder can get absolutely jacked out there in center field if he gets locked in. So that's something to watch as we get later in this game. 2 on. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake right there. Luckily, it goes high. 2-0 count. We'll see if surrounded causes trouble here. He was able to wiggle out of it last time. Good pitch on the corner, 2-1. Chuck Beerson looking to make some noise here. Right? Another one low and away. He gets a strikeout. Ed White is showing up with that surrounded trade on. He doesn't care. The 4-seam bottom of the zone, low and away. Causing fits right now for the spokesman. Grease torque up to the plate. Power versus righties is on, and man, oh man, does he have power. Gus Grissom over there. He can't get to it. It's going to get past him. Base rounder's on. They're going to round. They're going to get 2 runs out of it, and it's Grease Torque who gets the RBI double, and that's how we open up the scoring here in Game 5 of the World Series. A gapper that Gus Grissom was just inches away from snagging.
Yeah, the pitch he hit it on, there's just too much meat on it, caught too much of the plate, and Gus Grissom was a split moment too late on the dives. This one goes up the middle now.
We'll see if Grissom's got the arm or if he tests it coming around third. He doesn't. A bad throw, but doesn't matter. He holds them, so runners are still at the corner. We know the batting prowess of Spaceman. You can't get lazy even with 2 outs. He can cause damage. He gets a grounder over here to Neil Armstrong and put away. So 2 runs come across on that double, but no further damage. 7-2 on the hits right now, and Wishbone playing from behind now here in Game 5 of the World Series. He is at home, so he's going to have the last at-bats in this game. He's looking to get himself on the scoreboard here. That one's hit well in the left field, but at the feet of Juice Nozzle, able to put it away.
You can hear the frustration as he's tapping the bumpers and triggers there. He just wants that one to fall. He reticled it so well.
He already thought about pulling Ed White, it looked like, but he decides to keep him in. So Ed White swings over to second. Outfield was shallow, but didn't matter. That one's put away easily, and now it looks like locked in on the mound. He is. Jerry Garcia up over 70 velo now. Only at 21 pitches here with 2 outs in the third. Aggressive swinging so far from the Astronauts compared to what we've seen in some of the other games in this series.
Yeah, that's the danger of, you know, having a quick approach at the plate, is having these quick innings. There's a ball well hit down the line.
Grissom tries his best to make up for that missed dive out there. A good hit down the line, and now runner on second. Wishbone once again has a chance to score here. Wasn't able to get the runners across in the second inning. Neil Armstrong looking to do damage here. Locked in is gone from Jerry Garcia now. 1-1 count. That one's too much on the plate, and it's going to be a run for Wishbone, and this one gets past the left fielder, so it's going to turn into a double. Grissom rounds the base, and he makes up for it a little bit. That missed dive out there, he turns into a run when he came up to the plate. Neil Armstrong able to put one in the gap. Both runs we've seen, or I'm sorry, both teams have scored between that left and center field gap, and now Kim Mattingly, the second baseman, desperately trying to tie this game up right here. He needs another solid hit to bring around that runner from second.
Yeah, and this is the hitter to do it. Back-to-back doubles get the first run for the Astronauts, and Mattingly has come up clutch many times this season for the Astronauts as well.
got a 2-2 count, 33rd pitch coming. That one's in the zone, he fouls it off. Manley swings at the heat too much, 98, so 1 run does come in. 2-1 on the scoreboard now going into the top of the 4th. Ebb White, 54th pitch, so about a 20-pitch differential so far through 3 innings on the starters. That one's a little bit outside, but swung on and able to get it through. We've seen a lot of hits from Spaceman early in this ball game over there right around the second baseman, but he's so good at getting that power charged up that even those balls can turn into hits just because they have so much velocity off the bat on them.
Yeah, power is OP, as they say.
Another one, same location, and this one's hit into left field. So for the 3rd inning out of 4 so far, Ebb White's having to deal with that surrounded trait, and now it's a real problem as he's tense and surrounded. This one's right down the heart of the play. He watches it.
He needs to be taken out of the game, surely.
Yeah, these are the margins we talk about. This is one of those decisions where you gotta. It's a big decision here. If you can keep your starter in and make it last, then it's great. But if you give up a double here and a couple runs come across, that might be the difference. And you can see Wishbone's thinking about it. He's trying to decide if he wants to keep Ebb White in. It's early in this ball game. It looks like he is going to keep him. That's a good pitch on the corner, just low though, 1-0. Really attacking that low and away corner so far. 3-0 though, can't find the strike zone in this one. This one's meaty, and Space is known to swing on 3-0. All right, full count. We'll see if he gives him a pitch to hit. Goes that low and away corner again. It's changeup. Grissom's there. It's floated out to him, and he's able to put it away easily. So Wishbone now with Ebb White on the mound. It seems like when the surrounded trait comes on, Ebb White plays his best ball. He needs one more out right here to get out of this inning clean. It looks like he's going to get it. Neil Armstrong able to range over and put it away. So 2 get on, no runs come across, and the decision to keep the starter in pays off.
Yeah, that was a knife's edge inning for sure. I'm really surprised Spaceman didn't convert anything, but you know, for Wish, it's a huge sigh of relief. Now you gotta, you know, keep that pressure building and use the momentum to your advantage here. Get some runs and hits, and then that'll do it with the leadoff single.
Yeah, perfect way to start it. Puts that one up center, and he's got good speed on first now. We've seen both players getting runners on, getting base. Oh, he's got bad speed at first, actually. I'm sorry. But both players have been able to manufacture runners onto the base pass. It's that left on base percentage that's really looking like it's going to tell the story right now. That one's lined out to the shortstop, easily put away, and Jim Lovell comes up to the plate now. Nasty fastball low and away there. This one's hit to first. It's going to be turned to 2. Back onto first. Not in time. So Lovell able to get down the line in time and give his good buddy Buzz Aldrin a chance, who has power versus lefties. Trying to use that power right here. He could take the lead if this one goes over the wall.
This is a good take by Wishbone there. We've seen him expand the zone a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of good takes, and then swung at a really tough changeup low and away, and that one's grounded out. So mirror images right now. Every time Spaceman doesn't score, Wishbone doesn't score. And we're into the 5th. This thing's going by quickly here in Game 5 of our World Series. Heart of the order up for Spaceman in this inning. That one's put away easily. Neil Armstrong over there at short for the first out. Grease Torque, who had the RBI double earlier, back up to the plate, hammers it right field. Levels there, though. The warning track, it dies for the second out. Good location on the curveball here, hit well, but just foul. Ebb White up to over 70 pitches now. His stamina's waning. Stats are dwindling.
Yeah, I keep finding myself thinking, like, how is Ed White still in this game? But haven't seen any runs since early.
Fastball hitter, it turns on. He's confused in the outfield. They don't know who's going to get it. Grissom decides to go over there and pick it up. Right fielder, they were switching off back and forth, and that one I thought would have been playable if he was committed to one of the fielders, but the switcheroo cost him, so a runner gets on second now with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position, and Ed White trying to squeeze out of it once again, and he does. The left on base percentage so far extremely good for Wishbone, even though he's down. He's left 8 stranded. 2 have come across, but as we're getting later into this game, he needs to come alive at the plate. Dive from Nozzle over there. He can't get to it, so it's a leadoff single, well hit down the line. And once again, Wishbone threatening to start the inning. Ed White surely going to get pulled now, and he does. Who is it? Wubbo something. He's got a lot of stats.
Wubbo Ockles, the known pinch hitter for the Astronauts.
Tell me someone named Wubbo Ockles has been to space, bro. There's no chance. But he grounded to third, and he's got no speed on that pinch hitter, so it's a double play, the second double play of the game. Spaceman is forced. And Gus Grissom up now, who had a good hit down the right field line his last time up. Swings at one low. You're definitely seeing Wishbone expand the zone a little more than Space is right now, and that's just, I mean, it's just the fact that he's got more to be nervous about than Spaceman in this game.
Yeah, you would never see Wish swinging at these in the regular season.
Yeah, no doubt. It just shows even the best players. I mean, when the nerves are real, they're real. So Ed White got pulled, so we're going to see a reliever come in. Looks like some Russian guy. Alexei Leonov. 3-pitch arsenal. He does have reverse splits. Has really low stats across the board in terms of velo, junk, and accuracy. Able to get the first put away there on a good curveball in the corner. A little bit of Burning Ice Special, our AAA champion. That one hammered, but it seems like nothing's really getting too deep. Able to put it out in center field. So 3 pitches, 2 outs so far, and now Jerry Garcia looks like he might get pulled.
Yeah, this is exactly how Wish kind of drew up the inning. Super efficient pitching.
And Burns in, so both teams exhausting their pinch hitters. The best in their lineup off the bench, coming off the bench in the 6th inning. And once again, another game where neither starter went 6 innings. It was actually a good performance from both of them, but patient approaches are leading to a lot of pitch counts. And right there, that one's a relatively quick inning. The reliever comes in and gets the job done, 3 up, 3 down. And now the heart of the order coming up for Wishbone. We're in to the bottom of the 6th inning. Reverse splits is in on the other side as well. So both teams elect to go with their reverse splits reliever. Red Green able to handle that one easily. Pitcher's got the 4-seam, the cutter, screwball, and the curveball. Tricky arsenal to deal with if that screwball is located well. That one just high. Reverse splits and metalhead. That metalhead really puts this pitcher over the top. Metalhead doesn't help with accuracy though, so it's 4 pitches and a walk there for, I believe, Kim Mattingly. So a runner gets on. We'll see if John Glenn can stay out of the double play here. Been a little bit of an issue so far in this game for the Astronauts.
Yeah,
reverse splits is affecting it.
He's a nasty hitter, has the bad ball hitter trait, of course. You can see his stat line here in the playoffs. Surprised he doesn't swing there, though. Wow.
500 average. Ooh, they heat too much after a couple of curveballs. Mixes it up with the velo, and that's what we've been seeing in this series. And the mixture of velo has been absolutely stellar from both of these guys. And now that's a great cutter located on the edge. Alan Shepard hardly has any stats to work with at the plate with that reverse splits engaged. This one going to be fouled down the left field line, so it's going to be a 1-2 count. Whiffer on as well. This guy's trash. Swings and pops it up. Less than a pitcher right there at the plate, so you can't blame him. So 3 up and 3 down, or I'm sorry, 3 up and 3 down for Space and 4 up and 3 down for Wishbone, but zeros on the board for both of them. And now we're into the top of the 7th here in our Game 5 of the World Series. Just like you would expect, it's a 1-run game, and we're getting late into it. Looks like it's going to come down to the wire, just as all the rest of them have. Neil Armstrong, good dive over there at short, 99 throw, and it's perfect. Excellent play from Wishbone there to get the first out. This one's hammer right field. Level just watches it. It's into the stands, and it's a home run for Spaceman Spumoni. It's 3-1. He stretches the lead to 2.
Monster home run there. Extending the lead is so critical late in this game. That's such a big home run for the spokesman.
Yeah, one run is hard enough when you're down in a series like this, but hang on, left field, it's going to be a back-to-back home run shot. This one's into the stands, over the bullpen, and Spaceman's coming alive. 3-run lead now here. Is that I think that might be the same exact distance.
We'll have to get the tape
my memory
measure
only goes
out,
back 20 seconds.
I'm not sure, but absolute dynamite moment for the spokesman. Back-to-back in the 7th, now a 3-run margin.
The reverse splits pitcher comes out, new reliever is in, a lot more velo and junk, has that 4-pitch arsenal, needs to clutch up and keep their team alive. Kim Mattingly, a good dive, a couple of diving plays from the middle infield, and a couple of home runs. It's been an exciting inning here to start off the 7th. Hammer Nail up to the plate, put a jolt into one last time. This time, nothing comes of it. So there's 3 outs, but not quietly. 2 home runs on the board on back-to-back shots. And now Wishbone trying to get a little bit of magic of his own. He needs to wake the power up in his lineup. He added so much juice to his lineup this season. Needs it to come alive now. Only 3 innings left to go. This one's hit a little bit misreticuled on a pitch that was hittable. And it's going to be sailed over there to right field, easily put away from Evergreen.
Yeah, that thing was middle zone, perfect spot to send it over the wall. He just only got a piece of it.
Curveball misses up top. Accuracy is increased with the easy target on this batter. Swings way early on the cutter. As Aldrin hits that one really quickly through the gap between third and shortstop. So 1 on, 1 out now, and this is where Wishbone has been struggling. He hasn't been able to push these runners past once he gets some base runners on early in an inning. Looking to do it here with Jack Schmidt. Watches that one low. He has clutch on, so his stats are negating that reverse splits. Good eye there, 2-1.
Yeah, Wish just needs to go Dory mode here and only focus 1 at bat at a time. He just needs to keep getting guys on base and pushing them across.
That one's hit well left field. Is he going to get the dive? It's a drop dive, so they're going to round. There's going to be a runner on second and third as Nozzle drops it over there in left field, and that might be the spark that Wishbone needs. He gets a little bit of help, but look, it's the reliever he just brought in. He knows he needs runs, though. He's going to have to pull her early, and he does. He brings in, not even going to pronounce his name, outside pitch and clutch on this pinch hitter. Pops it up, hang on, it's over there in no-man territory. Second baseman, Smoke.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, and now he's caught up between, and he's going for a diddle, and he's back in time.
No way.
Rocket Turnburner covering second base all the way from center field. Just Grissom up now, needs something big, but he's got no power with that reverse splits, and so once again, Wishbone gets runners on, but not able to convert anything. It's still a 3-run lead, and we're going into the 8th.
Man, a huge 7th inning for both teams, but Spokesman come out of it way ahead. I don't know, that felt like he kind of rushed it there, Wishbone, in that bottom half of the inning. Felt like he had a lot brewing, and that last at bat, just really aggressive swinging first pitch, didn't pay off for him.
Yeah, now the bullpen is exhausted. If this thing goes into extra innings, the advantage is going to be way on Spaceman's side in terms of pitching. This is the last good reliever for the Astronauts, but he's got no time to wait. Needs to shut Spaceman down, give him his team a chance back up there at the plate. He's got the 4-pitch arsenal with the screwball, just like we see on the other side. It's a full count here to start off. Up top, too much heat, 99, gets the strikeout. If you're Wishbone here, you need to pitch aggressively because you exhausted that bullpen, but at the same time, you're facing Spaceman, and this is what he does. Grissom's back. He can't get there, and a runner's going to round all the way to home, and then on to third, and another run comes in, and the lead is up to 4. Spaceman getting those timely hits that he needs.
Just continuing to pile it on here. Wish has got to find an answer, but there's a runner 90 feet away. Would signify, I think, the largest lead of at any point in the series, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right, yeah. Screwball well located and still fouled away. Good job from Spaceman to stay alive there. Changeup's going to be low and swung on, so he gets a couple of strikeouts so far in this inning. He needs one more. Rocket Turnburner One of the best players on this team, the center fielder. He has clutch on, and you can see Wishbone does not want to pitch to this guy, but he might have to. Goes low and away for the first strike. That one popped up, and that could be huge. He's able to keep that runner at third if Shepard's able to snag, and he does. So 6 outs left for Wishbone and the Astronauts, down 4. And they're going to have Hog Hill on the mound now facing him with that rally stopper and elite 4-seam. This is a tough reliever to face in a moment like this, but the best hitters in this lineup are up. Neil Armstrong swings on top of that one, right at the feet of Hog Hill for the first out. First pitch swinging.
Man, if I'm the bench coach for the Astronauts, I'm just saying breathe, breathe. Let Hog Hill get a couple pitches in. You know, have a real at bat here.
Been excellent in the playoffs, boasting a 2.25 ERA. That one swung on early, so 2-2. That 4-seam elite mixed with that changeup is so tough. You're seeing the reticle be a little bit of an issue right now. Wishbone needs to get on top of one. Good eye there, full count. We'll see if this one finds a zone. Kim Mattingly's got the stats to do something. Fouls that one away on the curve. 4-seam hit right field. It looks like it's not going to make it, though. A little bit of missed reticle once again, and Evergreen's able to put away at the warning track. And 4 outs away now. Wishbone, he's got as many outs to play with as he needs runs, and this one's lined over to second base. Lil Smoke's going to put it away, and we're into the 9th inning here, folks. Spaceman up 4, looking to claim his first ever XBL championship. And he starts off with a single here in the 9th, trying to stretch that lead even more and put more pressure on the roster tool maestro, Wishbone.
It's a leadoff single, and that's just not what you want to see if you're Wishbone.
Ooh, Chug Beerson, he's got a home run already in this game, and now he's got a double that looks like it's going to turn into an RBI. Base Rounder is going to secure it at home, and the lead is up to 5. Spaceman is just piling it on right now. He doesn't want this one to be close. And hammered to left field. Spaceman's going to add another. It finds the wall. Grissom brings it in, but another run comes across. The lead is up to 6, and man, oh man, Spaceman playing loose and free, and he's hammering the ball right now.
Yeah, there's no pressure for Spaceman at this point. He's swinging freely, and he's getting runs. I think that's as good as it could be for him.
Swings outside the zone. Tell me this drops. It does. Everything's going right for the spokesman right now. Yeah, that's painful if you're Wish. I get it, brother. I'm spinning that wheel too. I'm probably banging on shit too. Not good speed on though. Gonna need a good hit to add another run here. Yuri on the mound has waning stats. Able to get that cutter swung onto second, over to first, but not in time. Too much speed. So Spaceman with runners on first and third, and Red Green up to the plate has another opportunity to add something to this lead. It's already at 6. Swung on the cutter away, 0-2.
If I'm Spaceman, I'm stealing second here. Although it's good for Wishbone to change his pacing as I say that.
Not able to get the tag, so another run comes in, and the second baseman this inning, he's been inches away from being able to make plays, but he couldn't get to it. 7-run lead, and Spaceman still alive. Armstrong a good dive over there, but is it going to matter? Going to need something absolutely epic here. It's Alan Shepard who's going to start off. Hog Hill still on the mound for Spaceman. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Spaceman is 3 outs away from claiming the XBL World Series trophy. And Wishbone doing everything in his power to try to come alive here.
Yeah, we actually see he gets pinch hit here. It's Gordo at the plate. He's going to fly out easily, routinely to left field. 2 outs away for the spokesman.
Yeah, off-speed hitter was turned on, but it didn't help. And now another one hit pretty well, but on a line to Rocket Turnburner, and it's the final out of our XBL World Series if Spaceman's able to get it. 0-1 count, Hog Hill trying to be the deliverer for this team. 1-1. Swung on, and Wishbone's alive. He only needs about 8 more of those.
It was a good swing, Jack Schmidt. Would love to see him go yard here.
At least go out of the season with a bang if you don't get this comeback. Send one last one over the wall, Wishbone. Watches that one, 3-0 count. Swings and misses on the curveball. Hog Hill comes to the plate with a changeup, full count. Could be the last pitch of our season 18 here. It's a walk though, so 2 runners are on now.
Yeah, there's no free outs.
Keeping it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Spaceman still got to earn it. Of course, it's only 1 out needed.
Wishbone needs his own 9-run comeback here, if I do say so myself. 2-0 count, doing a good job being patient as Willie McCool came in. Watches that one, 2-1. Hog Hill has rally stopper on here. 3-1, being real stingy. Cutter swung on. It's through the gap, so the bases are going to be loaded. Wishbone still fighting, and now the front end of his lineup is going to come up. Gus Grissom has RBI 0, though. Swung on, popped up. Spaceman getting back there, looking to get his 3rd out. And Lil Smoke puts it away. Spaceman Spumoni rides off into the sunset as the spokesman win your XBL Season 18 World Series. Congratulations, first ever time champion. And I hope you like ice cream because it's the season of the Spumoni in Season 18.
What a game, what a finish, what a job by the spokesman there to get it done. 5 games, bats came alive when they needed to, just timely hitting, timely pitching. Couldn't really ask for anything more. It's just a really great job, and kudos to Wish, had a hell of a season. Wasn't able to quite string it together there in the World Series, but like you said earlier, incrementally improving. This time he made it to the World Series. Next season, who knows?
Yeah, like you just said, he's always constantly improving, and he improved one more step now. The only way to go up for Wishbone now is to win the whole thing next season, and he was the 1 seed this season. No one is going to be surprised if he's the 1 seed again next season and makes it all the way back to this point. If you're Wishbone, that game got away from you, which, I mean, with that much pressure, you could tell that the pressure was waning on him. He just seemed a little bit off. Wishbone is one of, if not the best player in the XBL, and you could see his reticle was just slightly off. And, I mean, anyone would be that way in a situation like that. And Spaceman on the other side, man, oh man, he was able to get timely hits where Wishbone didn't there in the last game. And those other games, it was just 1 run, but he really blew that thing open here in Game 5, and he was able to play loose, play free with no pressure, and 3 games already in the bag. And man, oh man, Spaceman is just his 2nd XBL season able to become a champion. And like chat said, Zlat, congrats. You're correct. Your hot take. The only hot take I don't know if we've ever had a hot take right in the booth preseason, but you actually got it right. No number 1 seed won.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think I initially, if I recall correctly, I think Hummus sort of, I had the exact same take as Hummus, except he went first. So I had to come up with something on the fly, and I was just like, let's just go all out. We'll go for all leagues, no 1 seed. And yeah, that's crazy that it hit. But I mean, what an immaculate season. What a great job from both players, and really every league across the board. Exciting World Series through and through. And, thank you guys for putting on a great show, for recording the games, for being here, being a part of the community. It's been a real treat, especially for us here in the booth.
Yeah. I love casting the games. It's super fun, and I love to give these guys their shine. It's super fun to be on not only the match of the week, but, are you kidding me? Get on the XBL World Series and get your game casted in front of everybody. I know it took a long time to get to this point with some difficulties throughout the playoffs this season, but regardless, we got 3 good World Series in all 3 divisions. And I mean, quick shout out to AA. Are you kidding me? AA is on the come up, dude. Back-to-back seasons where the AA is just absolutely on fire, and this season was the best AA season for sure. I haven't been here for all the AA seasons, but I mean, from what I've heard, that was the most epic AA season. And then the AAA, we had a lot of parity as always, and so Prestone, I believe, won that AA, and Burning Ice won the AAA, and now you see Spaceman win the XBL, and Spaceman completes that triple crown. He got the Lombolo, he got the most improved player, and now he gets the World Series trophy. And so Spaceman, now when you start looking at those preseason power rankings that we do, Spaceman's one of those guys that's about to be set in stone top 3 all year, every year, is what it looks like in his trajectory. The parity of the XBL is increasing, but with the introduction of Spaceman, it seems like there's a new Titan introduced to the league, and it seems like now we might be chasing him.
Yeah, I don't want it to come across as disrespect, but I mean, just based purely on trajectory alone, we're looking at, potential lazy quality here. I mean, I'll say it. I'll be the first to say it. I'll make that comparison.
Okay.
Lazy's got 5 chips. He's the record holder, of course, but I mean, the way Space just put that show on for this whole entire season is crazy.
I mean, I said like 10 times throughout the season. The first time I said it was Spaceman. By the way, he was the first ever Unicorn of the Week winner, bro. And Unicorn of the Weeks get dubs, get trophies. And I said like the first week of the season, I said I think Lazy said he was not playing and instead just bought Spaceman's account. That's how good Spaceman started off the season. And then he carried it all the way through. And the real trademark series, you mentioned it before, the real trademark series that Spaceman had, he was down against Pizza and had to reverse sweep. Pizza's second in the long ball, though. Pizza is no joke. Like, that series, if Pizza would have beat Spaceman, Pizza very well may have been in this final against Wishbone. So he got the reverse sweep, and then he marched his way all the way here, and then he took care of Wishbone, who's the 1 seed in quick fashion. So, I mean, Lazy... I mean, if you're compared to Lazy, you're doing something right. And Spaceman, no doubt, is on that sort of trajectory. And he's just beginning, I'm sure, his march through a few seasons of dominance in this league. But with the way the parity has been increasing in the XBL, it's not as free as it was. Even when Lazy played last season, we saw Mush take him to 6 in the World Series. And that's the best thing about the XBL the last couple seasons that I've seen, is the fact that there's not a clear-cut favorite anymore. There's really up to about 7 or 8 players that you can say have a legitimate chance to win when the season starts.
Yeah, the parity is invaluable. It's like so needed in the highest league, the highest ego, and kind of been missing that at times for a while. Now we've got, a breath of fresh air in the past couple seasons. I have no idea if Lazy's planning to play next season. It'd be great if he does. It'd be great if we get as many people as possible. We'll try to get some recruitment stuff going as well. No, everybody, if you just want to share that with any other potential friends, leagues, etc. that you're a part of, we'd love to make season 19 the biggest and best season if we can. So,
yeah, like Zlat said, if you've got any just like real life buddies that like sports, that like video games, I mean, get them in here. You don't know who could turn into a huge top dog in this league. Not plenty of people, but some people go from the AA to the XBL in a couple seasons. So there's people that can be on trajectories like that. Even if you're in the AA and AAA, how much fun is it to play in those leagues and have a competitive platform like this? Even though the game is obviously not really taken care of anymore, we're keeping this thing going. I'm trying to get up to like 30 seasons at least before they shut this thing down. And so season 19 is going to be coming up real soon. We're almost to that 20 season mark, and we're going to hit it. But season 19 is coming real soon, and obviously we have the Cup coming up on Sunday right before that, before we get the announcement and all that stuff out for season 19 coming soon. So when this one thing ends, this season just ended, we've got like 2 days, and then you get to see the Cup final. I mean, hopefully we get season 19 just as quick after, because everybody's been chomping at the bit. It's been a minute for us players that don't suck, but maybe we're not the best, and so we don't make it to the playoffs and do anything. We've been waiting a long time, but wait, folks, because our time is coming soon, bro. We're about to get our chance to go score about 2 runs a game again.
Yeah, it's exciting times for sure. I hope there's a quick turnaround as well, and just keep your eyes tuned into the Discord for those kinds of announcements. But yeah, I mean, I personally hope it's relatively quick for sure. Keep this momentum going, build it right into season 19, kick it off with a bang, just like season 18 ended. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I guess I'll lead us out. I mean, Zlat, it was fun. It was the first time me and Zlat got to be in the booth together. It was a lot of fun. I think we were a good combo. Zlat's great in the booth, and he's always got awesome stats. And I appreciate you producing tonight and doing all the stuff you do behind the scenes. It helps a lot. A league office member, I was in here in this dude's ear trying to get steel trait banned, trying to get bad ball hitter banned, curveballs banned. He didn't bite on it, but we had a fun time in the booth regardless. One last shout out to Wishbone. Congrats on an awesome season, dude, and everything you do for the league. I really hope to see you back here. Don't hang your head. I mean, you were as close as you could have got to winning that thing. 1-run losses all over the place. You only have upward trajectory so far in your history, so I expect the same. And shout out Spaceman, Season 18 World Series champion. And that's how we're going to cap off Season 18 with Spaceman on top of the mountain. That is the SMB world. Y'all make sure you keep your eyes peeled to the Discord. Sunday, we've got that XBL Cup final between Zlat right here himself versus Spliff. It's a little bit of a AAA versus XBL pitching maestro sort of matchup. And a one-game final is how we do those XBL Cup finals. One game. Talk about pressure. So y'all keep your eyes peeled when we get that thing posted Sunday. And then we've got Season 19 announcement coming real quick after that. So y'all make sure you stay tuned. For me, for Zlat, it was an awesome season, everybody, and we'll catch you on the Discord.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.